The case involves Ahmad Jordan Smith, who was charged in Texas with harassment of a public servant, a third-degree felony carrying 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Initially, Smith entered a no-contest plea as part of a plea agreement. The court sentenced him to 10 years in prison, suspended, and placed him on 8 years of probation, community supervision. Because Smith has a history of mental illness, paranoid schizophrenia, the court emphasized treatment. He was ordered to report to the Center for Healthcare Services, take prescribed medication, complete anger management, perform 100 hours of community service, stay employed or provide proof of income. The judge showed concern for his condition and stressed the importance of staying on medication and complying with probation rules to avoid future legal trouble. However, Smith failed to comply with probation. He did not properly report, did not follow up with mental health services, and committed a new offense, evading arrest, detention. During a revocation hearing, he pleaded true to violating probation conditions. The judge criticized his lack of effort, noting that he essentially did nothing to meet probation requirements. At this stage, the judge gave him 2 options: serve 5 years in prison or remain in custody for a mental health evaluation, TACOM evaluation. Smith chose the evaluation, and the court temporarily allowed that path while modifying conditions. Later, Smith again violated probation, this time by failing to complete a residential treatment program. He left after only a few days, claiming other participants mistreated him. This marked multiple violations. Third motion to revoke. Given repeated noncompliance, instability with medication, and failure in treatment programs, the court ultimately decided to revoke his probation, sentence him to 3 years in prison, in each case, to run concurrently, recommend placement in a mental health unit and therapeutic program within prison. Overall takeaway. The court initially tried to rehabilitate Smith through probation and mental health support, but due to repeated violations, lack of compliance, and new offenses, the judge ultimately revoked probation and imposed a prison sentence while still acknowledging his mental health needs.
I mean, it's just the process. Sometimes it takes longer. All right, each case will run concurrent. We'll do a MIC evaluation out of custody. Oh, and State, I'm sorry, you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Take in consideration NIMAC number 742208 and 209. Do you have any children, sir? Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
All right. There'll be 100 hours of community service restitution. And probation, what I want first from him is for him to make sure he's stabilized on his medications and with Center for Healthcare Services. So the community service hours, we can sort of put that on the back end. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until he has the case manager. You need to provide the name of your case manager to probation, and he's stabilized with Center for Healthcare Services. And anger management. And once he completes the anger management, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
These be incurred for the anger management.
Yes, he's going to have fees for that. I'm not giving him a fine. I've waived court costs.
Thank you.
So what you will have to pay though is you'll have to pay your supervisory fees, because supervisory fees are for probation salary. You understand? So the probation officers who I'm sitting out to make sure you're stabilized, and the probation officer that you're seeing, that's where the supervisory fees come in. So I'm not going to give you a fine, and I have waived court costs in each cause number. So that should help you be able to do that. Proof of employment, or SSI, within 60 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, we can go off the record. So, Mr. Smith, when I was practicing law, I had a lot of clients who suffered from mental health issues. And you know what would end up happening? They would be doing great. And then they would say, I'm doing great. I really don't need to be on this medication. And they get off. Or either they would be with the medication, they would say they have side effects. I'm not a medical doctor, but you know what I would always tell my clients? If there's an issue with your medication causing side effects, you need to let your doctor know, because maybe they can give you something else. Maybe not, but they may be able to give you something that will help you with the side effects. But if you completely get off of them and stop taking them, one, that could potentially cause physical issues with you or mental issues with you. And then we'll be right back here. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In order to be successful on the probation in this court, you need to make sure you communicate with probation. If you feel like your officer is not addressing that, you can always come back to the court. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. All right. Jordan Smith. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Todd Lessert for Mr. Smith.
And are you Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
And cause number 2023 CR 8440, you were placed on probation for the offense of harassment of a public servant on March 4th, 2024 for a term of 8 years. And in 2024 CR 3014W, you were placed on probation on March 4th, 2024 for a term of 8 years for harassment of a public servant. Is that you in both of those cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state. Are you proceeding on the same allegation in each motion? All right, you may proceed.
On or about the 21st day of March 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Ahmad Bayom Jordan Smith, committed the offense of evading arrest, detention, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. State waives the remaining violation allegations, Judge.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1 in each cause number, the court could fine you, well, you're already been found guilty, but the court could sentence you up to 10 years in the prison? Did you understand that by pleading true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1 in each cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, the court would find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Judge. Revoke supervision, amend the judgment, to sentence Mr. Smith to 3 years of confinement in the penitentiary in each case.
All right, why should I follow this agreement? Anyone?
Your Honor, Mr. Smith has already taken responsibility for these matters. We're trying to resolve all of this pending cases in front of the system at the moment. Mr. Smith has a young son up in Kerrville he'd like to spend time with. He's a pipe worker, pipe welder by trade. would like to be able to return to society as quickly as possible to show that he can be a productive citizen. And we think that this is an appropriate punishment in order to resolve the cases before the court today.
What has he done on probation?
Very little, Your Honor. There was apparently some misunderstanding with the paperwork, and we decided not to take it very seriously. So he made a mistake in judgment.
So is there a reason why I should give you 3 years? Because it appears if you have not done anything on probation, the only thing you've done is commit a new offense.
I've
You want to raise your right hand?
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. What have you done since you've been on probation?
I've basically been in jail this whole time. I guess I didn't take it that serious because they didn't have the paperwork whenever I went.
Okay, I don't even know what that means about I've been in jail this whole time. I didn't take it seriously. So let's unpack some suitcases a little bit. I understand that he was to spend time, he was to get stabilized with Center for Healthcare Services. So where are we on that probation?
After being released, I don't show that he was reporting. So there's nothing that was done.
All right. You were released from custody. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
After you were placed on probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How old are you?
32.
All right. So you're 32. It's not as though you're 18. So you were released. Did you ever report?
I reported and they didn't have my paperwork.
All right. So did you ever call back to report again, or you just said you're done?
I called a couple times recently.
All right. Did you obtain any employment?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you follow up with Center for Healthcare Services?
No, Your Honor.
So where have you been living? Have you been living by yourself?
With my family, my mother.
All right. Were they aware that you were on probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why didn't you do anything? I don't understand that.
I thought I don't know, I thought something went wrong with the courts or the paperwork.
And you thought, hey, they'll never find out and I'm just lost in the system?
I wasn't hiding anything, Your Honor.
I mean, but you knew you were supposed to report. And when you say you were living with family, what family member?
My mother.
Your mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna give you a choice. This choice is up to you. All right. These are your choices. You have 2 choices and these are your only choices. So don't ask me for anything else. There are only 2 choices. I can revoke you. I will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. You do your time, you're done. How much time you will have to do or when they are releasing people for parole, that is one thing you can ask other people who are in jail. People in jail can tell you that, and they also can tell you when you're catching chain. That's what you can depend on inmates to be honest about and know something about. Everything else, I wouldn't take their opinion on legal matters. So either 5 years in prison, or either I'll deny the motion, alternate amend conditions. You're going to stay in custody for that Tacoma evaluation. That Tacoma evaluation, how long is that taking? So it's April 8th. Those are your 2 choices. You have no other choices. Which do you prefer?
May I ask what the evaluation was for, Your Honor?
It's related to your mental health.
I guess I would prefer the evaluation.
Well, it's not guess. It's
I prefer the evaluation, Your Honor.
all right. And what are you doing with the open cases? Because they can't do anything unless the open cases are disposed of.
Plead on the evading and will TIC the criminal mischief.
All right. And those are the only open cases he has?
As far as I'm aware, yes, Judge.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, the court in each case is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include the Tacoma evaluation, follow results, In probation, if for any reason they don't accept him or say he's not accepted, let's bring him back to court and figure out what else to do. And you say the next phase for him is the Tacoma evaluation? All right.
May I ask if I could enroll in lifetime?
All right. Didn't I give you two choices?
Oh,
Have parties announced for the record.
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Mr. Smith?
yes, ma'am.
And each cause numbers, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision and first amended motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Amadan Smith who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 3014W
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
offense of harassment of a public servant on March 4th, 2024 for a term of 8 years?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you the same Ahmed Bayam Smith who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 8440 for the offense of harassment of public servant on March 4th, 2024 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the same allegations in each motion?
Yes, Your Honor, and that's violation of condition number 40. On or about the first day of August 2025 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Ahmed Jordan Smith, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Bear County Community Supervision and Corrections Department's fully diagnosed residential facility, and that the defendant was successfully discharged from the program in violation of condition number 40.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 40, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 40? In each cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 40 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, it is to grant the state's motion, revoke the defendant's community supervision of the judgment to reflect a 5-year sentence in prison. In each cause now. Toronto.
Okay. Is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. So with him receiving all time for all the time that he has earned.
Are you asking me to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. So why were you not successful with the program?
People were mean to me.
I'm sorry, what?
People were mean to me. Some of the people at the program.
What did he say?
People were mean to me.
People were mean to you? How so?
Just mistreating me.
How so?
Calling me names and trying to start fights with me.
And who are these people?
There's some of the people, inmates that were in the program.
Okay. So what's your diagnosis?
Schizophrenia, depression.
All right, Ms. Abrams.
The way that it happened was he basically left BPRF. He escaped the program. He was there for 3 days and was unsuccessfully discharged. This is his third MTR.
Is he on any type of medications? Does anybody know, is he current on his medications?
In my conversation with him, our visit that we had for the gym, my understanding is that that is in flux, but he has met with the mental health at.
All right, what does that mean that's in flux? Is he on his medications?
So that's my understanding, but they could have been, I always ask whether or not they, even though I'm not a doctor, Your Honor, are the meds working for you? So when I say something like, are they in flux, and he gives me a different answer, that's what I meant to start. You recall that conversation?
All right, once you're released from prison, if I follow this agreement, do you have a place to go?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to revoke you in each cause number. The court